So I've just completed a training inside of my private school community. It's called a High Performance Boardroom. This is one training that I really feel, if you are looking to make change, right, especially leading into, 2026, which is crazy. That's the first time I've ever even mentioned 2026 yet, this is a super, super simple quarterly planning method, right? It's not just hey, what's your top priority? Okay, break it down to 3 things, and then, all right, well, let's write what thing we want to focus on each month. Like, this breaks it down so that you are focused on one specific thing every single day. Now, we're not just focusing on the result, but we're focused on the daily action. Before, I think a lot of times when people are trying to create results, we focus on all of the noise. We get distracted. We're changing our plans every single day. And with that, we find ourselves at the end of every month not making much progress. So I wanted to let you take an inside look at one of our trainings to allow you to be super, super locked in and to ultimately make Q4 your best quarter of the entire year. So if you're somebody that is running your own business, whether you're a solopreneur, whether you're building out your team, this is going to be something that's going to allow you to really dial yourself in. Again, as business owners, as entrepreneurs, we're so much more than just that, right? We need to take care of our health. We need to be leaders. We need to provide for those around us. But I think sometimes it also allows us to get, a little bit distracted. So this will keep it simple, and this will ultimately give you a game plan and a roadmap to follow. If you have any questions, comment them down below. If you want some extra support, you're more than welcome to check out our community. It's either in my YouTube bio or it's, either in the description below this video. But we are building, we're growing, and we are making sure we are becoming the best version of ourselves. So we got October kicking off next Wednesday, I believe, October 1st. And so I wanted to put together a quarterly training. Obviously, this is something that we, don't take lightly inside of the program, making sure that we are staying accountable. But I wanted to make this training super, super, super specific. We're not getting into just like the funneling down the line. Okay, what do we want to do this quarter? Okay, what do we have to do this month? But we are going to make this more specific than I've ever made it before, because simple scales. And for the month of, October, November, December, we're not going to so much focus on the scale, right, of the business, but we are going to focus on the discipline, right? The discipline that is going to help us get the results that we are truly after. So let's go ahead and start this off. I'm going to be presenting my screen for majority of this, of this training. But again, I want you guys to have your, notebooks out for this. I want you actually writing things down, because there is going to be a moment in time and within the next 5 minutes where you're literally going to be brain dumping everything that you want to do this upcoming quarter. But then we're going to remove stuff from that list, right? Then we are going to prioritize things from that list and actually give us clear insight. I'm also going to be showing you guys specific examples of my top priorities from this upcoming, quarter, so that we can all be on the same page. Let's go ahead and share my screen here. Boom. So we are live inside of my screen. This is, I'm going to go slide by slide. I actually just gave a little bit away, but Q4 planning, end of the year focus. The most important thing that we need to understand is where your focus goes, energy flows. So often we find ourselves in the very first bullet here. Do not focus on what you want, but instead focus on what will get you there. A lot of times we focus, hey, I'm not making enough sales. I'm not bringing on enough clients. I'm not having enough conversation. I'm not. All of the result-based things. We need to focus on the metrics, right? We need to focus on the input instead of just putting our focus on the output, right? Because what happens when we put all of our focus on the result? Well, we beat ourselves up. We fall into that trap. We procrastinate. We push things off, and we do not get more of that result. But if we can focus, and that's why I said we're going to make this super, super specific. If we can go ahead and be super locked in terms of what it is that we want to get done over these next 30 days to 90 days, now we just know this is what I need to do on a daily basis. And then we find ourselves be like, oh, shoot, no wonder why I'm making more sales. No wonder why I'm getting more views. No wonder why I'm feeling more confident. No wonder why
whatever it is that you're working on is growing. Average habits will get you average results. And I'm going to go right into, the next part. Showing up 2 to 3 days a week will not cut it. You are not in this program, you're not in this community to be average. And the longer that we show up with average habits, okay, yeah, you went to bed on time, but then you hit snooze 6 times. Yeah, okay, you ate a healthy breakfast, but then you ate like shit in the afternoon. Yeah, you went on and did this, but then you stopped because you missed a day. If you want to be a high performer, we need to have successful high performance habits. We need to have high performance routines that lead our day, not just the, hey, but I've been posting, why am I not growing? Well, look at the quality of your post. Look at the time that you're putting into it. All right. As long as you do what average people do, we will continue to get average results. We cannot change our focus and destination every single day. Another reason why we are going to make this training video here super, super specific. We miss a week of our business planning, and then next thing you know, it's like, all right, well, then instead of striving for 5K this month, I'm going to go for 2K. Hey, well, instead of me striving for 10 pieces of content this week, I'm just going to go for 5, because we can't be changing the destination, because then you don't know what the hell to focus on. If we miss a week of our habit or what it is that we're after, that doesn't mean we pull back or we do less. Yes, maybe there are some times that we need to get more realistic. Yes, maybe there are some times we need to truly evaluate ourselves and meet ourselves where we're at. But the longer we change where our focus is, oh, I'm building this. Oh, I'm actually doing this. Oh, I'm actually going to try to get calls this week. Oh, wait, I'm actually going to worry about posting content. Oh, wait, I'm actually going to do. You're all over the place, and there's no wonder why you're not building consistency, okay? Because if we continue to change, you will end up nowhere, or we're going to end up in the same exact spot every single week and every single month, right? Forget your yearly goals. We are not at a point right now, because one thing that happens when we hit October is I feel like that is the very first time where we start to actually say, wow, the new year is close. Wow, I can't believe it's Q4. Wow, I can't believe it's, the fall, and soon it's going to be the winter. All right. So October is that first time where we really start to introduce that. But I want you to throw all of your yearly goals out the window. And I'm more so saying this if, you're far off from your goals or whatever, because all of that's going to do is just put us further into a trap, right? Hey, at the beginning of the year, look at all these goals I wrote. I said I was going to make 250K. I said I was going to launch my program. I said I was going to do this. I said I was going to do this. It's going to put you in a hole. We are not here for yearly goals. We're here to make progress ultimately every single day, every single week, and every single quarter. So whether you're above those goals or whether you're below and falling behind on those goals, it doesn't matter. We need to get to the spot of how the hell do I make progress every single day? Because the more we can focus on that, the more we can focus on the actual showing up, then the better we're going to actually see, oh my gosh, look at these goals that I made 12 months ago. I blew these things out of the water because all I did was I kept sticking to my, discipline. I kept sticking to my number one focus. And then I kept, beating those metrics. I kept improving. I kept showing up every day. And next thing you know, those simple average goals became, a pastime for you. So now as we're going into this, again, forget about that. It's time to kick into our, training now. Let's freaking lock in. Break down your next quarter. Again, like I said at the beginning of this, whether you're just joining, have a pen and paper out for this. This is the only part that I'm not going to be participating in because I'm not very good at writing and then, also speaking at the same time. But I want you to do this part. This is the most important part of the entire training in terms of you showing up, but then there's other important parts down the line, is brain dump everything that you want to get done in this next quarter. I obviously want this list to be business focused, right? Because this is an entrepreneurial community, but I also want you including personal items. So I want you to list out that hire a new team team member, launch the new ad campaign, improve your branding and increase attention, complete a training video or SOP, write down the holidays that you're going to be spending, whether it's, Christmas, Hanukkah, it doesn't matter what it is, weddings, events. I have a wedding coming up in the middle of October. For me, I plan on showing up, super, super disciplined. So if I can put that in my schedule now the week of, I believe it's October 18th, right? I believe it's October 18th, whatever that Saturday is. Now, if I see that in my schedule, I'm going to know that, hey, I need to be extra proactive. I need to be extra on the money with everything I'm doing so that I do not miss that day or that opportunity in terms of showing up and being powerful in terms of getting my clients results, but also growing my business. Then you can list out, other events you have. Maybe you want to buy a new car. Maybe you want to have dinner with your family. Maybe you want to go on a special date night. Maybe you haven't played golf all year and you want to get a round of golf in before the weather changes. Write it all down, right? Write it all down, because we only get hurt when we're not aware of it enough. So we'd rather be over aware at this point right now and understand, okay, wow, these are all things that I want to do. And then we can start to, backtrack instead of not writing them down. Next thing you know, you think you're locked in, you think you're focused, and you're like, damn, how the hell did I forget that I had this? Damn, why did I not plan that I was going to be away for the week of, Christmas or the week of the new year? And now I feel like I'm, falling behind. We need to be aware of every little detail. Okay. So go ahead and track that. Go ahead and pull that up, and obviously take a few moments. It's going to take you a little bit of time. You're also going to want to go back to that. Now I'm actually going to go back a slide for a second, because the next few slides that you're going to be seeing are actually going to be some of my real examples, right? So awesome, Patrick. I saw you said you're going to write these things down. So beautiful. The main thing for you is I'm going to be mentioning my specific focus for the next month and for the next quarter. Okay. So you guys are going to literally see what I'm going to be prioritizing in a very simple and specific way. My number one non-negotiable for the entire month of October, most likely November, and most likely December. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Now, the number one focus, what you are going to do is based off of the list that you've created, there's probably some sort of theme there. It's probably either building out, a course, it's building out, a product, it's, maybe it's marketing focused, maybe it's, lead generation, whatever aspect of your business, maybe it's systems, but I want you to identify one quarterly theme. My quarterly theme is going to be content. And if you see below that, there's an objective. Okay, what is my objective through my content? Believe it or not, it's not booked calls. Believe it or not, it's not sales. Believe it or not, it has nothing to do with bringing on clients, but it has everything to do with branding and attention. Okay, so my objective is I'm going to test out as many different content types as possible. I'm going to focus on, video reels. I'm going to talk about educational reels. I'm going to talk about, day in the life type stuff, showing my routines, documenting as much of my life as possible, routines, habits, mindsets, things that I'm struggling with, things that, I'm learning and reflecting on. And I have a super, super cool way that I'm going to be going about that, which you will see on October 1st. But basically it's going to be me, being my own client, walking me through, coaching myself in a documenting type of way. But it is going to be most importantly, me putting myself out there every single day. The other objective, the last objective, my main metric, which you guys are going to see in a second, is increase views and attention. My current views on Instagram over the last 30 days is my lowest viewed reel got 181 views, and my highest viewed reel got 536 views. That is nothing. Okay. That is, very, very low. I also, if you guys know my content, you guys are in here. We were following the September Discipline Challenge, and all I was doing was posting my daily workout every single day. A 5, 10, some of them were 20-second clips. There wasn't much talking, there wasn't much doing. It was literally the same video, same format every single day. So it makes sense that that range of views was so little, and it makes sense that none really did super well. I wasn't speaking to somebody directly, I wasn't sharing value. I was more so just saying, hey, here's the challenge. And look, I got my workout in. Okay. So most people probably just kept scrolling. For YouTube, same video. I wasn't prioritizing YouTube. I was just kind of posting the same thing. My lowest view got 11, and then my highest view video got 1.7K views over the last, month. Okay. So a little bit of a different range, but ideally we need to get that number growing week over week, month over month, and also a reflection process where at the end of each week, I can say, all right, look at all these different content types that I've posted, which ones did the best. And now that upcoming week, I don't just keep posting the same stuff. I double down on the content that's doing well. I continue to learn while continuing to test. I saw an interesting thing, on I think it was Instagram or YouTube this past week, and it said marketing is just a, whatever that. Let's write this out real quick. What is it? Marketing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's just a 9-letter word for test. Right? Meaning marketing is just us testing different things, right? Us throwing things out there on social media and seeing, hey, what does the best? Instead of just posting, ad and saying, hey, I hope this works and I hope this brings me, new clients or new members or anything like that. So I understand my number one quarterly theme is content. I know exactly my objective. I'm going to test some different things, graphics, pictures, stories, reels, value, client testimonials, all different things. Okay. And then the goal is to continue to grow and improve. But I'm not, going to be beating myself up saying, oh, my video didn't go viral, so let's stop posting content. Oh, I didn't get 100 new clients this week, so let's stop posting content. I don't care about any of the outside noise. I only care about my discipline of showing up every day. And I'm going to lead you to the next slide that's going to go deeper into that. What we need to do though, okay, before we get to that step, again, we're trying to stay as specific as possible. One quote that I love is most people underestimate what they can, or overestimate what they can do in 5 years, but underestimate what they can do in 1 year. You can accomplish so damn much over 90 days if you truly focus on one day at a time. So what I want you to do, this is the next big action item for you, and we're going to come back to this as well, but you made this big list, right, of all of the things you want to accomplish over the next quarter, finishing out the end of the year, something you want to launch, something you want to get done, something that's going to move the needle forward, a new system, a new marketing plan, whatever it might be. But now we need to take that list, and you need to be the leader. You need to be the high-level CEO and owner of your business or your life to go ahead and identify what are the top 3 to 5 projects or big rocks that you need to get done over this next quarter. And then obviously these big projects are going to be the main things that you prioritize on a monthly basis, right? So the only reason that you should have 3 opposed to 5 is if they are super detailed projects or super time consuming projects, right? If you are building out a whole system for your business or a whole, literal product offer or product itself or course itself, you're probably going to be pouring a ton of time into that, right? The roadmap of the client journey, the onboarding process, all of these different metrics, all of these different milestones, but then you're also creating the, worksheets, the, accountability for your client or your member. You're also building out, your training videos, what's going to guide them through it. You're also probably going to be taking on some, one-on-one calls and all of those different things. So from that big list, also following that theme, and this might even help you identify what the main theme is for you, is what are the top 3 to 5 projects or big rocks for you for the month or for the quarter of Q4. Now, with that being said, going on, we've already identified the overall theme. Okay, now what is one key metric that you care about the most to be aligned with that theme? Obviously, my theme was content. My number one metric, again, it's not calls, it's not meetings, it's not clients, it is views. Do I hope that these views turn into clients? Absolutely. But I'm not going to allow the lack of or abundance of throw me off from my number one plan, right? Because if I have an abundance of new clients coming on, I'm understanding that my content is really getting through to them. But I'm not going to allow, hey, I'm not bringing on clients. Let's stop. Let's shift the plan, because now our focus is changing. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. So I'm going to continue to pour into the number one thing of getting eyeballs, getting attention, building a brand, and then ultimately getting to the point where that is my number one thing for bringing on clients and getting results. Uh, Patrick, be more specific. Could you show the quarterly planning exercise for a sec, please? Is that, let me know what exactly that is that you want to see. And I'll come back to that in a second. So again, my key metric here is views. For you, your key metric might be sales. Okay. It might be, hey, you already have a ton of leads coming into your business. You're jumping on a ton of sales calls. So maybe your theme for this month is sales, and maybe the number one metric is show up rate, right? Because you know that, hey, the more people show up, you're closing more deals. Maybe your number one metric is actually close deals. You're getting everybody showing up, or you're getting 70, 80, 60% show rate, but you're closing at 2%, 5%. So now you want to really study, your objective would be probably studying your sales calls, recording them, giving yourself feedback, or maybe you're booking a call with a sales expert, whatever it might be. For me, my objective is prioritizing the hook. What am I saying in those first 3 to 5 seconds? Speaking to my ideal client of where they are at, sharing the moments that will change somebody's life. What I mean by that is a lot of times inside of my content, there's moments in my business where I'm like, damn, I am struggling right now, but I can't show this. I'm supposed to be the mindset guy. I'm supposed to be the high performance guy. I can't show that I'm low on energy. I can't show that, my mind is slipping away and, I'm talking negative to myself. But the reality is we're always going to have those thoughts coming in our mind. It's how do I handle it? Hey, I really don't want to go work out. Hey, I really don't want to edit this video right now. Hey, I really don't want to be this transparent on social media. But how am I processing it? Being the high performance coach, being the mindset coach, how am I processing it, and how am I working through it so that I don't get controlled by those thoughts, but instead I continue to show up in a powerful way. I continue to get results. The first one where it explained how should we write down the goals for the next quarter. Gotcha. I'll go back to that real quick. So this is the slide here, Patrick, breaking down your next quarter. Basically, view it as a brain dump. There's nothing very specific in this one. You're literally just writing out, hey, what are every aspect that you want to get done over this next month, whether it is, hiring a new team member, launching new ads, improving your branding, completing training, getting better at sales, whatever it might be. And then based off of that list, you're choosing 3 to 5 projects, 3 to 5 big rocks that you want to accomplish. This way we know exactly what we're focused on instead of focusing on a million things and really not making much progress. But then you want to go ahead and identify what is that one quarterly theme. So I'm assuming for you, Patrick, you're going to be focused on, sales. For me, I'm focused on, content. Now, jumping back into this and keeping ourselves moving down the pipeline is from this theme, from this key metric, what is the number one key daily non-negotiable that you need to do and focus on? For me, it is posting to social media. If I do not post, I do not build my brand. If I do not post, I do not get attention. If I do not post, I cannot get views, right? Especially if I'm not doing outreach, especially if I'm not having conversations. I'm not saying I'm not going to do those things, but I'm just saying that is my number one metric. That is my number one priority. So I'm not going to do 3 lousy outreaches before I post on social media. If this is my focus, I am waking up and I am prioritizing content. I am prioritizing documenting. I am prioritizing stories. I'm prioritizing everything about showcasing who I am, how I help people, how I'm getting myself results, and how I'm building my business. So my objective is number one, high quality content, right? Number two, engaging and value focused. I want to continue to pour value out. Some days that value might be like, this is what you need to do to be successful. The other days might be, hey, I completely wasted my day yesterday. This is how I'm bouncing back, right? Something that people can resonate with and relate with. Okay, now your roadmap for October. I've already posted about this inside of the community, but we are introducing the 1-2-3 method. I don't know if this exists out there. This was something I literally just thought about. If it does exist out there, please send it my way because, I'd either one, love to give credit to that or also learn from whoever already talks about this, to enhance it here for you guys in this community. So, the 1-2-3 method. So every single morning, let me backtrack for a second. For the entire month of October, just like I've done in September, every single morning, I'm going to post the daily discipline check-in, where at the end of our workout, we always posted some sort of accountability. Now I'm going to post that same thing, daily discipline check-in for October, but this is where you are going to post your 1-2-3 method for the day. So that is going to be one hard task or challenge. That is going to be two action items or two ways that you are putting effort forward of planting the seed. And then it is going to be 3 top action items for moving your business forward. So don't you worry. I already have an example here for you. So let's say it is October 1st. I post the October discipline check-in. I say, let's go, show up, post your 1-2-3 method. It's 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. for you. You come in here, you post your 1-2-3, and then you go out and execute. So here's an example post. One hard task or challenge. I'm going to, and I just made this up, I am going to finalize and send out a proposal to a new lead I've been putting off. So no procrastination today. This is something I've been putting off. For some reason, it's been hard. For some reason, I've been thinking it's going to take too much time, but I am going to get that done today because it is hard for me to put myself out there or send a proposal, or I'm scared to sell myself, whatever it might be. That's what I'm going to do. If that's not something for you, you could also say you're going to do a cold shower. You can also say you're going to go for the furthest run you've ever done. You can also say you're going to, do a workout, right? We need to challenge ourselves on a daily basis, right? We need to get mentally and physically stronger. Some days it might be a cold shower. Some days it might be waking up early. Some days it might be a physical workout. We don't want to wait to be challenged, right? We don't want to wait to be told, hey, can you help with this? And now you're being challenged. Or, hey, can you, do you want to go for a run? And then you're being challenged. We want to challenge ourselves every single day so that we are getting stronger every single day. And if we can challenge ourselves with hard stuff, then the other things in our business become so much easier, right? We are building our confidence on a daily basis. I hope that, makes sense. Okay. So as we're building off of this, now I post that. It doesn't mean that's your first thing you do in the morning, but now I have my 2 planting the seed moments. I'm going to comment and engage on 10 posts from potential clients on LinkedIn. I'm going to reach out to 3 past clients to check in and reconnect. I'm going to, call somebody that is a potential partnership. I'm going to reach out to a potential coach that I could collaborate with. I'm going to, whatever you think is best for planting that seed. It could be partnerships. It could be future clients. It could be, past client, whatever it might be, but you're planting the seed. You're putting your vision out there. You're putting yourself out there, and you are, making things happen. It could be a poll, right, for your community. Hey, I created this poll to see what they wanted to see more of. Awesome. That's planting the seed for who you are to become, the program you're going to build, the product you're going to build, whatever that might be. Okay. And then number 3, this is probably the most important. This is where the action comes down to. If you realize, for my top action items, I'm posting 3 of them for moving my business forward. The number 1 thing is green. Why is it green? Right. So I'm going to give you a second to think about this, or write it in the comments. Like, why is that number 1 thing green based off of what you've heard me talk about my top priorities for this upcoming quarter? Well, that is the number one thing that I am focused on every single day. Does that mean I'm not worried about clients? No. Does that mean I'm not worried about bringing on new clients? No. Does that mean that I'm not worried about working out and taking care of myself? No. But that just means that this is something that my time needs to be put into every single day. So it's not, hey, I'm trying to grow my business. And then at the end of the day, it's like, oh, well, I ran my errands. I got my groceries. I worked out. I went for an afternoon walk to clear my mind. I watched 6 YouTube videos. And then it's like, well, damn, I didn't even do anything to grow my business. We can't be showing up that way, right? We need to be prioritizing the things that we are focused on and the things that are going to get us results, right? So record and upload new content video, my number one priority. Review and edit my landing page, right? So, hey, people are viewing my content. What are they going to click on? People ask questions. How do I learn more? Boom, here you go. Let me know if I can answer any questions for you. Number 3, map out my next week's email sequence, right? Map out my next week of content. Map out my, VSL. Map out, my onboarding. Hey, I need to record a training video for Patrick. He said that he's struggling with A, B, and C, and I got to get back to him. Like, we need to understand that every single day we are focused on our next 16 hours, 24 hours. How do I move myself forward? How do I grow? Now, here's the number one thing, and we're better wrap this call up. If my focus is changing, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen for this. Ooh, I almost just stopped the recording. If my focus is changing every single day, right? If I'm like, oh, I should work on this offer. Oh, I should work on this offer. Oh, I should worry about content. Oh, I should do this. At the end of your 30 days, at the end of your 90 days, shit, I'll even bring up the yearly goals again. At the end of your year, you are going to find yourself with 30 to 50 to 100 to 1,000 started things and nothing finished. You have a started onboarding process, but you have nothing complete. You have a started sales script, but you have nothing complete. You have a started course, but you have nothing complete. You have a started VSL landing page, but you have nothing complete. If I can identify, hey, I am focused on content for the next 90 days, and my focus still shifts in terms of the daily things I got to get done. Hey, Patrick reached out to me. Jared reached out to me. Hey, I have a one-on-one call. Hey, I have a sales call. All of that still needs to be taken care of. But if I'm just shifting based off of that, then at the end of my 90 days, I'm not going to have a solid foundation to be able to say, wow, look, here I've built out a 6-phase program that I now for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years can literally do whatever I want with this. I could sell this program for $27 on Black Friday. I could sell this program for $3,000 to one-on-one clients. I could sell this program as part of a 1-year journey for 20 grand to, my high ticket clients. I have something built out. Why? Because I focused on it. And now for me, focusing on content for 90 days, now I'm going to have 90 days of data to be able to say every single time I start my video with this, I get over 10K views. Every single time I post this piece of content, I get engagement, I get messages, I get DMs. Now, what do you think I'm going to do for Q1 of 2026? Now I can double down on stuff. But if I'm just aimlessly working on different priorities, you're never going to know what do you need to double down on? What do you need to improve? What do you need to stick to? Because we have nothing predictable in our life, in our business. Okay. So that is the motto. That is the theme. This is super, super simple. Let's go backwards. We have one overall theme for your Q4 2025, the last quarter of 2025. How the hell are you going to finish up? Business, you cannot fake. You cannot fake business. You cannot fake showing up because then you do not get results, right? You might be able to cheat in school. You might be able to cheat on a test, but you cannot cheat in business, all right? So are you going to show up or are you going to make excuses? We have a quarterly goal. We have a quarterly theme. Then we have our quarterly number one metric. What is your outcome? What are you striving for? Again, we're focusing on the action. We're not focusing on the result, right? So yes, there's that metric, but We don't want it to be the result we're after. It's not 10 grand, it's not 20 grand. It's, hey, close sales, right? Like we're super focused on the result based thing that we can control, right? Is it sales? Is it show up rate? Is it, website views? Is it attention? Is it watch time on your YouTube? What is your number one focus for that? And then that final equation every single day of October, maybe minus Sundays, right? Maybe minus one day a week, but 5 to 6 days a week. What is that number one thing that you are going to do? If you care about sales, maybe you're going to review your sales call every single day and take notes. Are you going to journal? Are you going to work out? Are you going to post content? That's mine. Are you going to do door knocking? Are you going to do outreach? Are you going to, build a program? Are you going to work on a product? Every single day, I do not care if it takes you an hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes, you're working on your business full-time or part-time, you are committing to this number one thing. Q4 is going to be the best quarter of your year, but that is only if you choose to. That is only if you decide to. And most importantly, we could feel super good, super pumped up. Chris, oh my God, I'm motivated. Dude, you pumped me up. I don't want that. Are you going to take action? All right. I'm going to keep doing the part. I'm going to keep posting it in there every single day. I'm going to keep leading the way in there every single day. You guys hold me accountable. You have no clue how much you guys hold me accountable, but are you going to check in? Are you going to make the post? Are you going to actually stick to it? Or after 20 days, are you going to say, I'm actually thinking this is the right business path? Bullshit. Stay locked in, stay focused, and thanks for coming to another Thursday strategy session.